Shalom, shalom. See if we get more people up in this. We're just gonna go into a quick a few scriptures dealing with in the New Testament and Old Testament. Alright, have a little today is the Sabbath. So-called Friday sundown. The Saturday sundown is the Sabbath. The Shabbat. Alright. So we're gonna go to Matthew's the 23rd chapter. Hey, shalom, Mark. Peace, beloved. So Matthew's 23 and verse, we're going to start at verse 34. You can read. You can start now.
It says, "Wherefore, behold, I send unto you..."
Read a little louder.
"Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify. And some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city."
Right. Go ahead.
"That upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar."
Right. So again, this is just gonna be a quick little study, something, a quick little jewel I'm gonna drop for y'all. For those of you that don't know, real quick, what was YAHAWASHI referring to in this verse? If anybody could tell me, and I believe I'm not too sure if I mentioned this before on one of my posts. I gotta go into my timeline. I believe I asked this question. If it wasn't this one, it was another question about something in the scriptures. Even though I already knew the answer, I just wanted to see if anybody else knew the answer. And nobody, all the Israelite scholars out there, nobody answered my question, which kind of pissed me off, because y'all dudes would answer like that. Showed me, man, a lot of you Israelites, man, y'all really piss me off sometimes, man, because a female will go up there and ask the dumbest question, the stupidest ass question you could think of, and she'll get like 500 hits. You know what I'm saying? And dudes, you got all these wicked ass Israelites trying to teach her. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And I'm asking. Like I said, I already knew the answer, but I wanted to build with brothers. Like, let's build. Let's have this dialogue. But nobody took the bait, so I never posted another question up there. Like, y'all really pissed me off, man. That's why, like, what it says, Paul, I think it was Paul that said, dealing with a lot of you cats, man. He said, you want to do it with joy and not with grief. That's why I don't really go on Facebook or post anything or even like say anything on anybody's posts or try to correct anybody when they post something stupid up there no more. You know what I'm saying? When they post these heresies up there, I don't even try to debate with them, because it's grief. It's unnecessary grief, man. If you ain't gonna get it, you ain't gonna get it, man. I'm not gonna break my neck trying to let you see the truth. All right, trying to bring you into the truth. And just because you know you an Israelite don't mean you in the truth, man. All right, period, man. Because it's more to this truth than being an Israelite. Remember, the Pharisees and the scribes and the Sadducees were all Israelites, and none of them believed in YAHAWASHI. And a lot of you Pharisees and Sadducees and scribes, y'all coming right back in that same wicked ass spirit. All right, but let's read that again from the top. Read from 34. So we in Matthew's 23 verse 34.
It says, "Wherefore, behold..."
Matter of fact, hold that. And read since we talking about you Pharisees and you Sadducees and you scribes, read verse 13.
Okay. It says, but woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
Read verse 14.
Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
Read verse 15.
Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
Read verse 23.
It says, woe unto you scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites.
Read verse 25.
Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
Read 27.
Woe unto you scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites.
Read 29.
Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
And YAHAWASHI said that 7 times.
Damn.
All right? 7 times he said, woe unto you scribes, Pharisees, and you
I
hypocrites.
didn't even notice that.
Okay? Now read verse 34.
It says, wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets.
Right. The Most High, he sent out his prophets. He sent out his prophets in the ancient world, and he's sending out his prophets in our time. A lot of brothers that's waking up in the truth are that's waking up that they Israelites are prophets, whether you like it, believe it or not. A lot of y'all are false prophets, and a lot of y'all are just wicked ass demons, man. All right, but there's gonna be 144,000 prophets. That's why you gotta be careful, even on these posts, who you try to debate and who you try to go against, and who you try to disrespect. That's in the truth. That's one thing. Like coming up, back in the day, coming up in One West, you know, we and I'll speak for myself. I believed everybody that was in that school at that time were prophets. Even, you know, I know now that they weren't, but I believed everybody in that school at that time were prophets and men of the Lord. Was that a right spirit and a good spirit to be in? Yes, it was. Yeah. Okay. Because the scriptures say, you know, it says, some have entertained angels unawares. That's not just referring to, you know, you walking down the street and a bum asks you for $1. Yo, man, I could have been an angel. Nah, right. Man. That's talking about brothers of the truth. You know what I'm saying? You might meet a brother in the truth, not knowing that, not saying that he's an angelic being. I'm not saying that. I'm saying angel as a messenger, a prophet. All right? The word angel means messenger. A messenger of the Most High. All right? So some brothers have entertained, you know, ancient prophets unawares, man. So you got to be careful of, because you got, you new generation Israelites, you keyboard Israelites, man. Y'all dudes are very disrespectful. You disrespect brothers that's been in this truth for years. You know what I'm saying? That you know, you disrespect the elders and the pioneers of this truth. And y'all haven't even met these guys, man. You know, you want to talk about you know, the elders of One West. You never even met these dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, I'm gonna tell you like this, and a lot of y'all wasn't even born back then. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't even around, all right? But if you did try to disrespect them dudes in their face, you would have, you know, you would have got handled. That's right. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. All right? But read that again, verse 34.
Verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify.
Right, you're going to kill and crucify. Some of y'all try to kill us now. You know, you got what they call character assassination. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes that's making posts talking about certain people that they're Illuminati, or that they took the bag, or that they're Masons, with no proof. With no proof whatsoever, man. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's a Mason, number one, when you become a Mason, you have to pay dues. All right, you have to pay money to a certain particular lodge, and there's records of that. There's records of you getting initiated. They have all that. So if anybody claims somebody to be a Mason or this, that, or the other, where's your proof and where's the records, man? Where's the picture of? Cause they try to say Masha, Arba, a lot of cats that they were Masons, man. Where's your proof, man? You dudes are damn liars, man. Show me a picture of any of them guys wearing the you know, that lamb apron that they wear, that the Masons wear.
Right, that apron.
You know what I'm saying? the all-seeing eye. All right, you dudes are just making shit up, man. You know, you're trying to character assassinate people. You know, I heard dudes say Tahar's a Mason. Tahar's a Mason. Tahar ain't no damn Mason, man. All right, Tahar's not no freaking Mason, man. All right. I don't know about Nate now. Nate, he could be a Mason. He's a cop. Most cops are Masons.
Right.
All right, he's an ex-cop.
That's right.
You know, he's down with the Blue Lodge. All right. Nate the Snake could be I mean, I don't know for sure 100%, but you know, I wouldn't put it past him. But anyway, read that again, verse 34. So we in Matthew 23, verse 34. Go ahead.
It says, wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes. Some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city.
Right, persecute them from city to city. Go ahead.
That upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar.
Right. So now, what was YAHAWASHI saying? What did this mean? What did this verse mean? Right? It says, that upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. You know what that's talking about?
Yeah, that's going into what brother was that in the Old Testament, man? They had to slay him. They called him out, if I'm not mistaken, right? They called the brother out, and he chose to go to the altar, and they slayed him between, right, just what it says, between the temple and the altar. I know I'm not breaking it down, right? But I know that's this brother. I don't know.
What brother?
This brother, it was Zach, son of Barachias. It was between. Nah, I'm not sure, bro.
All right. What I meant to say was, do you know what YAHAWASHI meant by that, by this statement?
Well, he meant that actually the brothers who was representing or claiming to know that the truth are going to be the ones that's going to blaspheme the word of the Most High.
No.
Nah.
This specifically verse 35, right? It says that upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, the son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Does anybody know? Let me see if anybody said it. What did YAHAWASHI mean when he said this? Alright, Shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, YAHAWASHI, Brakathum. The question is basically, what did YAHAWASHI mean when he said this in Matthew 23, verse 35? That upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, the son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. So what did YAHAWASHI mean? What did he mean when he said that? What was he trying to say? What was he trying to say? Now let's get this scripture. Let's get Second Chronicles
24, 20.
Yeah, 24 verse. What you got, a precept?
Yeah, I got a precept right there. You got Genesis 4 and 8 and
okay. Yeah, you got the precept right there. Yeah. Second Chronicles. My Bible don't have that precept, does it? Let me check.
24, 20.
Nah, my Bible don't have that precept. So we go to 2 Chronicles 24 verse 17. I have that precept, but my see, I got the precepts in the middle. Those of you who don't know, this is what we call the Red Bible. This is the Bible from back in the day. If you from One West, original One West, you know this Bible. All right, this is an old ass Bible, by the way. But I take care of my stuff.
Know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, start at yeah, we had
17. You said, right?
24 verse 17. I'm gonna give y'all the answer, but read that. This is the story. This is what YAHAWASHI was referring to, right? It says, again, verse 23, verse
17.
No, I'm reading Matthew's. Okay. Matthew's 23, verse 35. That upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel, unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Go ahead, read what you got. Call the scripture.
2 Chronicles 24, verse 17.
So this is the story of Zacharias, all right, the son of Barachias. Go ahead.
Now after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah, and made obeisance to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them, and they left the house of the Lord Yahweh of their fathers, and served groves and idols. And wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for their trespass. Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Lord.
Right, so the Most High sent in prophets, and one of these prophets was Zacharias. Go ahead.
And they testified against them, but they would not give ear.
Right, they didn't want to listen. Go ahead.
And the spirit of Yahweh came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada the priest. It
said, and the spirit of Yahweh came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada the priest. Go ahead. Now it's saying, now for those of you that say, oh, that's a contradiction. It says Zacharias, son of Barachias in Matthew's, and it's saying Jehoiada the priest in 2 Chronicles. It's very simple to explain. You had brothers that had multiple names. That's it. Period. All right. Zacharias in Matthew's, right? It says Zacharias, son of Barachias. The word Barachias in Hebrew is Barakia. All right, or Barakia, and Jehoiada is Yahweh Yada. Excuse me, Yahweh Yadai. Yahweh Yadai. All right. Which meant Barakia, going back to Barachias, Barakia means Yah's blessed, or the blessed of Yahweh. All right. Let me see. Verse 37 explains on how Israel hated thy prophets and the Lord. 37 and what?
Must be Matthew.
You meant 35? Again, I'll give y'all the answer in a minute. But we're getting I mean, you could keep, throwing answers out there. See if anybody get it right. I'll read it again, right? Matthew's 23, verse 35. That upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Again, what was YAHAWASHI saying? Remember, who was he speaking to? He's speaking to the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the scribes. So they knew exactly what he meant when he said that. All right? He wasn't just saying, y'all gonna be put to death, or he wasn't saying anything like that. What was he referring to? Okay? Now I'm getting you the story of Zacharias, the brother that was slain between the altar. This is in 2 Chronicles 24 verse, and read verse 20 again.
It says, and the spirit of Yahweh came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest.
Right, and Jehoiada, or Yahweh Yadai means Yahweh knows, the Father knows. And remember, these are names were always Israel, we had prophetic names. So you had names, they called it what they called what is it called? It means name prediction. I forgot the word. It's a Greek word, but it means name prediction, meaning you will give your son a name, and it will predict his future. You know what I'm saying? Or it'll be his. It'll be his. You know, or even when you come into the truth, right? You could take a name that would be a prophetic name, right? Or a name that you know, like you could be a timid brother, right? But you might take on a name like Araya, which means lion. You know what I'm saying? In other words, that's like, this is what I want to strive to be. You know what I'm saying? I want to be this, or you know, whatever, you know, you understand what I'm saying? Whatever type of name you choose to take on, all right? Or even brothers might give you a name that they see that's part of your spirit. You know, you had a brother, Tazapa from back in the day. Tazapa that was he also had two names too. He was known as Tazapa, and he had another name which meant speedy and quick, because that's how he talked like that. Yeah, brother. Shalom, brother. You know, he was always, you know, he was always like fast, like with his words. When he used to teach, you white people are the devil. He almost talked like DMX. Oh. Tazapa was like kind of like DMX show, but DMX is like way up there, like
right.
But Tazapa he was hyper like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the cat. If y'all don't know who Tazapa is, that's the cat that went down with Jermaine Grant. That was Jermaine Grant right hand man. You know, so Tazapa started going off, man. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, let's read that again, verse 20. So we in 2 Chronicles 24 and 20. I'm gonna give y'all the answer. This, you know, bear with me. Go ahead.
It says, and the spirit of Yahweh came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, which stood above the people, and said unto them, thus saith Yahweh, Why transgress ye the commandments of the Lord Yahweh, that ye cannot prosper? Because ye have forsaken the Lord, he hath also forsaken you.
Right, so he prophesied against, you know, the king. Go ahead.
And they conspired against him, and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Lord.
Right, in the house of Yahweh. And they conspired against him, and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of Yahweh. So the king said, man, stone that nigga right there. Go ahead.
Says, thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada his father had done to him, but slew his son.
Right, killed his son. Go ahead.
And when he died, he said, the Lord look upon it and require it.
So now this is what Zacharias, right, or Zechariah, or the prophet, when he was being stoned, he said, Yahweh look upon it and require it. What was Zechariah doing at that time when he said Yahweh look upon it and require it? He was basically putting a curse on all of them, man. Okay. All of them that had something to do with stoning him, he was putting a curse on them. All right. So now I just went to the story. Go back to Matthew 23, verse 35. It says that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth. From the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barchias, whom ye slew. That goes into that reincarnation thing right there too. You know, people coming back from the past, because he's telling them, man, y'all the same wicked ass Israelites that killed Zacharias, the son of Barchias, between the altar. Y'all them same wicked ass Israelites. It says, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. So now, what was YAHAWASHI referring to? All right, and all right, shalom to everybody that's watching. All right. You know, Salakia for me not waving back. Everybody that waved. All right. So what was he referring to again? It's real simple. If those of you, first of all, in the ancient world, during the time of YAHAWASHI, right, you had there was no New Testament, right? There was no such thing as a New Testament Bible. All right, the Bible at that time, or excuse me, Salakia, the New Testament, what we know as the New Testament, Matthews to Revelations, was not yet written. Okay, it was written after YAHAWASHI was crucified, died, and rose the third day, and went into the heavens. Okay, so when YAHAWASHI was walking this earth, and when he was speaking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees and so forth, and he was telling them this thing, they had books which we call the Old Testament. Okay, in the Old Testament, the first book of the Old Testament is what? Is the book of Genesis, which is when Abel was killed, right? Okay. And then you had what is the last book of the Old Testament? It's technically not Malachi. The last book of the Old Testament, all right, what we know as the Old Testament, is actually Chronicles, 2nd Chronicles. Okay. Now, if you have a Tanakh, and you're looking at Tanakh, a Tanakh is the first 5 books of Moses, and then the Tanakh. The Tanakh, by the way, is also an acronym. It's 3 words, all right? Tanakh, it means the laws or the teachings, the writings, and the prophets, all right? I forget the Hebrew words. What is it? Tawara, right? The law is Tawara. How you say law in Hebrew? And it means law, and it also means teachings, okay? It means the teachings.
See, I have yet to learn some words in Hebrew.
Right. I have to look it up. I forget. All this is coming off the top of my head. But the word Tanakh or Tanakh, all right, it's an acronym. It's 3 different words. I'll put it in the description maybe later. I'll look it back up. But it means Tha is Tha. Damn, what is it? Tabanayim. I haven't went over this in a while. But it means the Tanakh is an acronym. It's 3 different words. It means the law, the prophets, and the writings. So now, during the time of YAHAWASHI, there was actually an order of the books. All right, you can read about this in the Josephus. They actually had the order of what they refer to as the canon Bible, or the Old Testament Bible, which the first book was Genesis. The last book is 2nd Chronicles. So when YAHAWASHI told them that it says that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. And what he was actually telling them, that all the righteous, like we would say, all the righteous bloodshed is going to come upon you from the book of Genesis unto the book of Revelations. That's what he was telling them. From the book of Genesis unto the book of 2nd Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned the first murder of the Bible, right? Or of the Old Testament, what we know as the Old Testament, or the Tanakh. He mentioned the first murder that was recorded and the last murder that was recorded. Damn. That's what he was telling them. You see it?
Genesis 4 and 8 too.
Right. So now, let's go back to Matthews. All right, and read verse 36. So I know, that was a little, I hope y'all got that jewel. Go ahead.
36. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation.
Right, so that was that curse again. That was the curse that Zacharias put, you know what I'm saying, on the wicked Israelites that killed them. Go ahead, verse 37.
O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee.
Right. He's telling them, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you killed the prophets, man. Shalom. Go ahead.
How often would I have gathered thy children together, Even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not.
Right, and a lot of people refer, like people say, if somebody's scared, they say, man, you chicken, man. You. But when you look at the nature of a chicken, chickens are really brave, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they you can look that up. You can Google that.
Yeah, they are brave.
You know what I'm saying? They're brave as hell, man. Especially roosters, man. Roosters will bang out, yo. You ever seen? I remember my boy had a fighting rooster, right? He had a fighting rooster. He was in his basement. He's Puerto Rican, you know, Ricans, boy. He had some chickens, and he had like a regular rooster. He used to fight dogs and shit, so he had like a ring. Wow. So you know, this is way back in the day. Way back in the day. So anyway, he had the chickens in there, right, which was, I guess, hens or whatever. And then he had a rooster, like a regular rooster. But then he had a fighting rooster. He used to keep it in a cage. So he had brought the fighting rooster out. You know what I'm saying? And the fighting rooster saw the regular rooster and just started beating his ass, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then
on sight,
smashing him. But it was crazy because the females started jumping the fighting rooster, yo. They started, like, they teamed up and started. I say, yo, the nature of animals, man. The Most High. That's why the scriptures say the Most High is a man of war. You know, the Father's a man of war, man. But that's just showing, you know, them chickens, man. They bang, man. They bang out. You know what I'm saying? They bomb on you, right? It says, O Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how oft would I have gathered thy children together? Right, the Most High trying to gather his children together right now. Even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not, because a hen will give their life for their chicks. You know what I'm saying? They'll give their life for their young, man. You know? Read verse 38.
Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. I'm gonna read that again. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate.
Right. He said, behold, your house is left unto you desolate. Go ahead.
For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord, Yahweh.
That was it?
That was it.
Okay, so hold that, right? And let's go to, I'll throw another question out there. What did he mean when he said, behold, your house is left unto you desolate? What house was he referring to?
House of Israel, right?
Nope.
Your house is left unto you desolate. Your own house.
Nope.
Is he talking about the curses of the family?
He's putting a curse on him, definitely. What house was he referring to? Khan. So basically, he was saying basically he was saying from Genesis to Chronicles. Because somebody just asked. He said, okay, Khan, so YAHAWASHI was going into the history. Yeah, right. He was going into the history. He was, and they knew what he was referring to. He was referring to from Genesis to Chronicles. That's equivalent. That will be equivalent to us saying from Genesis to Revelations. All the blood of the prophets is going to be upon your hands or upon your head from the book of Genesis unto the book of Revelations. That's what YAHAWASHI was saying. So now let's throw another thing out there, another question, right? Matthew 23 verse 38. It says, behold, your house is left unto you desolate. I'm going to answer that one real fast. I'm just going to give you a little bit of time to ponder it. All right, let's go to John. John, the 13th chapter. I'm sorry, the 2nd chapter and the 13th verse.
13th chapter.
No, 3 verse 13.
John 3.
Yeah, John 3, verse 13.
It says, John 3, verse 13. And no man have ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. And as you want me to read more, or you want me to read?
No, you in 3 verse 13?
3 verse 13. John 3 verse 13.
You sure that's the right scripture?
That's it right here. And no man have ascended up to heaven.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 verse 13. Salakia.
Okay.
That was my fault.
It says, John 2 verse 13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and YAHAWASHI went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen, and sheep and doves,
Right,
and the
so
changes of money.
it says, and the Jews' Passover was nigh at hand, and YAHAWASHI went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. So in other words, they turned the Passover into a get rich quick scheme, man. You got a lot of Israelites, lot of schools or camps, whatever you want to call them nowadays. These dudes are dealing with this these get rich quick schemes off of Israel, man. All right, selling, trying to get rich during Passover. All right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with selling things to Israel and stuff like that, but you got dudes that are trying to become goddamn rich off of this, man. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say if you're selling T-shirts, right? Let's say the material, everything to make your T-shirt with the fringes or whatever, costs you, let's say, $10. Let's say $15. Okay. If it costs you $15, right? How long did it take you to sew those fringes? Because all dudes they buy a T-shirt and throw some fringes on it and sell it. Okay. Now, how long does it take you to sew those fringes up there? All right. Let's say it takes you an hour. How much you getting paid an hour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could sew fringes in I'll sew them in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a master sewer, not to brag or boast, but I am. And, I'm a beast on the sewing machine. All right. I worked in factories where we made real clothes, like pants, t-shirt. I made t-shirt. I can make t-shirts from scratch, boxers, all that, coats, all that. But so I'm fast on a machine. You know what I'm saying? I'm fast like a El Salvador 14-year-old working in a sweatshop. Yo, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But let's say the T-shirt, the material costs you $15 to make it. Why are you selling a T-shirt for $50 or $40 or $30, man? God. You know what I'm saying? Like you getting how much an hour? Right. You gotta I buy the material. I think $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying? That's about reasonable for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless, all you doing is putting fringes on the shit.
On the shirt, right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody that might make armbands, they put a little bit more work into it. You know what I'm saying? They might make chains, so they put a little bit more work, a little bit more love into it. You know what I'm saying? And all of them are, there's nothing that's the same, so it's art. You know what I'm saying? It's more of art, so they could charge more hour when they make that. But that's how you got to look at it, man. You can't look at it based upon, I'm going to get rich off of Israel. Get these T-shirts out there, man. I'm going to make $20 a t-shirt. When it only costs you $5 a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? You sold 50 t-shirts. You put fringes on 20 t-shirts in 1 hour, but you want to sell the t-shirts for $50, man. You know what I'm saying? You wicked, man.
That's wicked as hell.
You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't right.
There's a lot of that going on, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, man. A lot of and then you got people that ain't even Israel. They like, man, I'm gonna be an Israelite today.
And they exactly. I seen that.
I'm gonna sell some shit up to these damn Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, shalom. Come buy my t-shirts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, where I was at? Oh, well, I'll read Matthew 23 verse 38 again. It says, "Behold, your house is left unto you desolate." Let's go back here. John 2 verse 14. It says, "And found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting." Go ahead, 15.
It says, "And when he had made a scourge of small cords."
Right, he made a scourge of small cords. This is what they call a cat with 9 tails. A cat with 9 tails is a whip that had like 9 whips on it.
Damn.
So he had made a whip, man. You know what I'm saying? A cat with 9 tails. A scourge of small cords. Right?
Gotta write that.
He made himself a weapon, man.
Whip.
You know what I'm saying? To whip these wicked ass Israelites, to beat their ass, man.
Yo, this is one of my favorite scriptures.
Go ahead.
He says that when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables.
Right, he overthrew their tables, man.
Flipped they shit.
You know what I'm saying? He was mad, man. He was angry. That's why he said the zeal of the Lord have eaten him up. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody try to jump YAHAWASHI. Remember, YAHAWASHI wasn't no fragile ass dude, man. You know what I'm saying? He was you got to picture in your mind's eye, man. This dude was a rough looking big ass Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? He probably was one of them country ass Jakes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this dude back in the day. We called him what was his name, man? Damn, I forgot his name, yo. Tall Jake, man. What was his name?
I'm on West?
Huh?
I'm on West?
No. This is from the world. He's from the world.
Okay.
He live in Waterbury. He's from Waterbury. What was his name, yo? This dude, he would take, the stop sign, the poles, street poles, he would pull them out the ground.
Get the fuck out of here.
Pull them shits right out the ground, yo. And walk down the street with them shits. The cop
Like that shit right
shit
there
like that. He would just this dude was like 6'6", big as hell, man.
Damn.
But he was crazy. He had that crazy strength, man. He was like a big ass dude with that crazy strength. Right? The cops locked him up. They would lock him up and shit. They locked him up, put him in a padded room. They came back an hour later. All the pad, there was nothing but
ball, no pad.
No, right. It was what do you call that wood that be on the what is it called?
Like the beams?
Not the beams, but that plywood. It was nothing but plywood in the room and shit. He said they charged him $10,000 for that shit.
Wow.
You go to lockup and you go to that padded room. You know what I'm saying? He tore all the padding off of that shit. From all the padding off of the padded room, man.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? They charged him $10,000. What was his name, yo? Damn, what was his name? Damn, man, I forget his name. That was my boy, though. He was cool as fuck. He'll come to me later. But anyway, read that again. So that's kind of like nobody want to mess with this dude, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what he used to call himself? He used to call himself 009. I'm 009. This is jail story. I'm telling you jail stories.
Okay.
This is jail story. So like dude, something had happened right one time and shit. So you know the COs come in there and dudes are looking out they cell and shit, right? And what the fuck was it? Wasn't Sid. It was it was another name, man. But homeboy was crazy, man. Like the police would not fuck with this dude, man.
I know
like they used to try to like get away from your door, because you know they'll come in there and they'll beat somebody up or whatever.
You got to get away from the cell door.
Yeah, they want you by the door
back.
and shit. So they went to his. They was like, get away from the door. He said, what, bitch? I'm 009. She just looked at him and just walked away. Then he would get he would get into it with the COs in the chow hall. You know what I'm saying? They would have to come in there with they were like, man, leave him alone, man. They were like, yo, leave that dude alone, yo. His hands was like this, man. Like his hands was like 3 of my hands, yo. His hands is big. I forgot the dude's name, yo. He was big as fuck though, man.
I know a dude named Mongo like that. They named him. And they tased him up. Like 10 cops came. He had just came home in the shelter. This is when I was working in the shelter. And they tased this dude. 10 dudes or something. 10 cops tased this one dude and he just ripping them out. Like,
You got Jakes that's like that, man. You got dudes that's like that, yo. You know what I'm saying? This dude, they used to hit him with the mate. They had rushed him in the chow hall one time. He on the tables, right? Over, I forgot what it was over, man. They disrespected, you know, one of them rookies and shit disrespected him, man. He went off, man. You know what I'm saying? And he started walking on the tables and shit. They started macing him. It's like, that shit don't bother me. Like the mate, he's like, cause he was like he was in the Korean War and shit.
Damn. He used to that.
Yeah, he's used to that shit.
And everything.
He's like, that shit is like candy to me. Like he's crazy. The dude crazy, man. They go put him on 4-point restraint. You know what I'm saying? 4-point restraint when you go to SAG and you wild and they strip you butt naked and they put you on 4-point restraint. They just leave
everything
you
tied down. Do they cover your face too?
Nah, they could if you spitting and stuff like that at him.
True.
But what was his name, man? But he said, man, he said he was that was my boy though, man. What was his name, man? But he was crazy as fuck. He was crazy.
Bro. Jake, boy, you got some spirits to reckon with.
Yeah.
But it be the spirit of the Lord a lot of times when in certain situations, man, because you do have, like, you know, these wicked, you know, the land itself is wicked. So, you know, you're going to have the authority figures, they're going to be wicked police, and they're going to be trying to do things. And it's Jake that, you know, have the spirit of the Lord on them. And they don't allow themselves, they don't prevail against Israel, even in not knowing the truth with their spirit.
Yeah. But, you know, I brought that up to say, you know, like them police and them cops and them COs and stuff like that, like they ain't want to mess with this dude, man. That's how the people in the temple, they was looking at YAHAWASHI like, man, I ain't messing with this dude, man. So he, like I said, he wasn't no fragile, you know, skinny, looking like he you know, was smoking crack or something like that, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they always got the picture of white Caesarable Jesus, the white Jesus. You know, his ribs is always showing, like, you know, the dude was starving
on acid.
Yeah, hippie ass dude, like he ain't never did squats in his life.
Wow, man.
Legs all skinny. Nah, man. YAHAWASHI was like a damn tree, man. He had to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody try to jump him.
Right. That's a
you know what I'm saying? They ain't try to whip him up.
That's a fact.
You know, if you flip somebody's table, you flipping they
money,
they business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was. They was like, yo, leave his ass alone, man. That nigga going crazy right now. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, man.
You know, I try to you know, kind of bring the scriptures out to life a little bit and try to let you picture it in your mind's eye what's really going on, man, and get this fairy tale image out your head, man.
Right.
You know, even when YAHAWASHI, when you read about how when they're Pharisees, and then when they sent their soldiers to go capture YAHAWASHI so they could crucify him, when he turned around, they said, who is YAHAWASHI? He turned around and said, I am. You read the scriptures, it says how they fell backwards. They was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like his energy and his power, like they went backwards, man. You know what I'm saying?
What was that? What book was that?
That's I forgot what book. You can look it up. But it talks about it's in one of the gospels. But when they asked him if it was him, they said that he turned around, and when he turned around, it was like, that's me, like.
And the power of him saying that, just I could believe that.
Yeah, when they basically they was like when they seen him, they was shook, and they like fell backwards, like oh shit, we didn't know it was gonna be this dude. You know what I'm saying? But he went with them. He went with them willingly. Okay. Shalom. Thanks for watching. Share this video if you can. All right. Let's read. We got one person watching. That's all right. Go to what was that? Matthew 23 verse 37, right?
Okay.
And read that again. That last part.
Matthew 23 verse 37. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings.
Right, this is the go ahead.
And ye would not.
Right, this is the point. Go ahead.
Behold, your house is left unto you desolate.
Right, your house is left unto you desolate. Now go back to John 2 verse read 16.
Okay. John 2nd chapter verse 16. And said unto them that sold doves. Take these things hence. Make not my Father's house a house of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it is written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up.
Right. So here he says, take these things, right? John 2 verse 16. He said, and said unto them that sold doves, excuse me, take these things hence. Make not my Father's house an house of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Now, if you go to Matthew 23, right? You go back to Matthew 23, verse 38. He said, behold, your house is left unto you desolate. So what was YAHAWASHI saying? What did he mean by that?
The house of merchandise, took these things, a house of merchandise.
What do you mean, Luke? Oh, that's the book that when he turned around and said it was him and they fell backwards. Maybe that's what he's referring to, Luke. But right, so what did he mean by that? It says, behold, your house is left unto you desolate. What was he saying? What did he mean?
Have they made the house like purely of merchandise? It's not talking about the Father's house.
They will say that again?
The Father's house?
Right, the Father's house. Right, so he said, check it, right? I don't know if you on the I think you're getting close to the answer. Right, it says, and you go back to John 2 verse 16. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence. Make not my Father's house an house of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Now you go to Matthew 23 verse 38. Now this is two separate occasions, right? behold, your house is left unto you desolate. So what was he telling them? This is the temple. Remember, this is the temple. Both of these stories was taking place in the temple.
Wow.
And John, he was in the temple, and this in Matthew's was also in the temple. But what was he saying? What did he mean when he said your house? Now he's saying what?
The Father's house.
No, what he's saying is that the Father no longer resides in this temple. You understand? He was saying, look, my Father doesn't live in this. Not that he lived in the temple, but he's saying that this is no longer the Father's temple. This is now your temple. Meaning he's saying the Father's Spirit is no longer dwelling in this temple. The Most High ain't dealing with this temple no more, man. So what was he doing? He was actually putting a curse on the temple. You understand? That's why he said, behold, your house is left unto you desolate. And YAHAWASHI, when you read the Gospels, after he said this, right, he did not say my Father's house is left unto you desolate. He said it's your house now is left unto you desolate. And YAHAWASHI never went back to the temple after that. Now, if you read verse 24, if you go from, the next couple of verses, and you go into verse chapter 24, what does it say? Read that.
And YAHAWASHI went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him.
Right, showing you that he was in a temple.
Go ahead.
And he left. Go ahead.
It says, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple.
What did YAHAWASHI just do? He just put a curse on the temple, man. Told him, man, this is no longer my Father's house. This is now your house.
Dang.
And you got to remember the spirit that he in, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? YAHAWASHI came in that warlike spirit, man. Right. And he walking out the temple, and he had a chip on his shoulder. He just put a curse on him. Told all the Pharisees and the scribes. He told them all they were hypocrites, liars.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Cursing them out.
God.
Told them the blood of the prophets are upon them.
God.
So you got to be in that spirit. How was he walking out? He wasn't. But what were the disciples doing? They still had that simple mentality. Oh, YAHAWASHI, look at the building. He's like, nigga, I just put a curse on this building, man. What the fuck you talking about? Look at the building, man. Excuse my language, but I'm trying to,
it makes sense.
I'm trying to put it hit. I'm trying to make this hit, man. Sense, right? Man. It says, go ahead, read that again. Verse 1, 24, verse 1.
And it says, and YAHAWASHI went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple.
Right, he was
wow.
He looked at these dudes like, man, you simple ass.
Right, like a teacher would. Right.
Like you would look at your child, man.
Okay.
Like, you have a child and they just be doing some dumb shit and you just be looking at them like, boy, get that from your mother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And it said in verse 2, 24 verse 2. And YAHAWASHI said unto them, see ye not all these things?
Right, and don't we gotta be men, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Man, what the hell you talking about looking at these buildings, man?
Right.
Look at this. Don't you see this stuff?
Right.
Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Right, so he was like, man, what the hell you talking about? Look at these buildings, man.
You want to destroy the temple.
Man, this thing is gonna be destroyed, man.
Okay.
That's like us going to some place, and we just blast it. You know what I'm saying? And then while we walking out, somebody's like, man, yo, you see this, man? This is a nice place. What the hell you talking about, right, man? You go to New York, right? You go to New York City. You go out there to teach. And then, somebody, yo, man, this is a beautiful building right here, man. Look at the architecture. Man, what the hell you talking about, man? This place is going to be destroyed, man. Talk about the architecture, man.
Bro, this is crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the spirit that he was in, right?
That was simple,
though. Yeah. So it says, in verse 2 it says, and Yahawashi said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left one here, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And we reading it, but you got to put yourself in that spirit, man, of this wasn't no nice thing. This brother was, first of all, he was about to be sacrificed. He was about to be crucified. He's on his mission, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, and go ahead, read verse 3.
Verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
Go ahead, read on.
And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahawashi, and deceive many.
Right, and the word in my name, when you look that up, it's talking about against my name. Right? It says, for many shall come against my name, saying, I am the Messiah, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. So when you got these dudes, man, you got a lot of cats out there that claim, that they're men of the Lord, that they're, but they really against the name of Yahawashi. All right, and they're deceiving many. Go ahead.
It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Go ahead, read verse 7, and we'll close up with that.
It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right. Go ahead, read verse 8.
Excuse me, Salaki. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
Right, so this is just the beginning. And again, when you read verse 5, for many shall come in my name, the word there in the Greek is against. It's the same word that's used in the verse 7 when it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. It's the same word, all right? And it means against, okay? So it says, for many shall come against my name, saying, I am the Messiah, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Meaning they come in and saying that they got the truth, and all they doing is deceiving people.
Damn.
So with that, brothers and sisters, I hope y'all learned something. You know what I'm saying? I want to say Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi, Shalak, Rayam, Wa Abadyam, Mashapadyam, Wa Yanasham, Wa Asham, Wa Kuala Lawaf, unto Esau and all our enemies. If you don't know what I said, that's a curse. and unto you wicked Israelites. I want to say Yahweh, and to the righteous Israelites, the chosen elect, I want to say Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi, Brakatham, Kwam Yasha'Allah. I want to say Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh Akkad. And that means Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power is one. Alright, and with that I say shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.